So,
Oh yeah.
how long ago did you meet Blade?
I met Blade around, I think, mid-February.
So, you're saying February this year, right?
Yeah, around February 10th I met Blade.
Okay.
If you want me to elaborate on how I met him.
That's actually what I was about to ask. Where did you meet Blade? Was it in like a flight instance, or was it just like random place?
I met Blade. Okay, basically, people in the VRChat aviation community, they kind of know that roleplay groups exist. Blade, from what I saw, tried. Usually, what I've seen him do is he'll go to groups, he'll get near their owners, and then he'll try to, from my experience, try to get them to partner with them. What he did was he joined my group. I was like, oh, this guy looks pretty cool. Why not friend him? I friended him, and I met him on VRChat. This was around February 10th. I'm ready for the next question if you have one.
Okay. You said Blade showed you somewhat how to use Unity, right?
Yeah, he taught me how to start it, how to use Creator Companion, and he basically showed me everything around it.
Okay. Uh, you said Blade hasn't been treating some of his community well. Could you elaborate on that?
What I've seen is basically he'll use some of his community members. I've heard it from a few people. He joined. Blade just joined. You might want to kick him. I'm doing some stuff right now. Are you gonna try to take me to court? It was funny. He's like, "Oh, I know," and that was funny.
Okay, but anyway, so we're rolling again. Um, what was the last question? Oh yeah, have you ever witnessed? Oh no, that's the next question. Whoops. You said that Blade hasn't been treating some of his community very well. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah. So a few of his members, like he'll, from what I've seen personally, he'll try to use them specifically. I don't know what for, but I've heard from a few people and semi seen it myself. He'll just try to use them for something. Not, I don't know what exactly, but I'm not gonna say their name for privacy reasons. But someone's really close with them right now, and he's very, very clearly using them and treats them really bad. I'm ready for the next question.
I was gonna say, by chance, if I said that some of these people might be getting used to threaten someone else, uh, would you be at all surprised?
Probably wouldn't, considering what Blade has done and what I've seen personally.
Okay. Have you ever witnessed Blade Forgery claim to be an admin of VR chat or have exploits or programs of that nature?
Yes, I mean I don't think you need to hide my stuff on VRChat because basically everybody semi knows me somewhat, except for the black cases. But there was an incident recently, which was really funny, where he joined like a court game that I was in with a few of my people in my group, and we were chilling. We were doing a court case. It was getting disrespectful a little bit. Blade comes in. He starts fighting because he was like, "Do you know what my organization's about?" And he's like, and then I say, "Oh yeah," and then he walks in there, starts yelling that I said that he could help me, and never said that. And then everyone was pressing him, making fun of him because he was getting really mad. And then out of nowhere, he just starts saying, "Jarvis, execute Protocol 9." If you get for people who are seeing this, if you get around the right people, you'll hear about that phrase. I I think I might have it on recording, but he yells that, and everyone just starts laughing at him. And then he's like trying to explain, "Oh, Jarvis is gonna get you guys. Don't try to hide." But as proven by me, and I think basically a lot of people, his Jarvis AI isn't real, and he's I from what I hear, from what I've seen, I think it's just him having schizophrenia. And
So
besides that, he's claiming to work at Google too. I have that on recording.
I have actually that on three separate recordings too, which is funny. Which none of the times match up on any of them.
He said that he worked for Google in 2020, but I've heard him seem to work for 2015.
Yeah, 2015, 2018, and 2020. But in your time in the Nighthawks, did
Oh
you ever
shoot.
witness Blade attempt to claim that he would take legal action against other parties?
I haven't seen it exactly, but I know that he has for sure because I've seen him start going around now threatening people with legal action, even me. And I was like, "You can't take me to court. How about you? You're gonna say it. How about you do it?" And then he ended up blocking me and saying, "See you in court." That's my
Yeah.
personal experience.
So now, just for the sake of context, why exactly did he try to threaten legal action against you?
He made up a thing saying that I was talking to his girlfriend and trying to get her to use him for things which were not true. From what I saw and what he was like, your community members are texting my girlfriend trying to get her to send me stuff and try to get stuff out of me. And every single time he said that, I've proven that it's never happened and that he's lying. So he ended up threatening. He's like, "I'm going to take you to court. See you in court," and then blocks me.
Mhm. Now, by any chance, do you know any alts of Blades?
I know of one being Altian host, but I have no real memory of any other of his alts.
Another thing that I might as well add to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you ever seen or witnessed anything of Blade treating his girlfriend unfairly? Also, please not try not to say her username, as we're trying to keep that censored.
Yeah, I'll keep that. But I haven't really seen it because I don't really speak to her. When I speak to her, I was like, "Oh yeah, what you doing? You having fun and stuff?" And then that's basically all I'll speak to her about. But I haven't really seen him do anything to her from what I've seen. But hearing from other people, he probably has.
Okay. Are there any comments that you'd like to add? Uh, Anything that you feel like would be important to throw in there?
What he does is I never knew anything about him. She found that out. So what he did was I'd speak to him and he'd just be like, "Oh yeah, we should partner servers. We should partner servers. We should partner servers." And I'm like, "Okay, dude, I don't know what you're talking about." And then he'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's chill." And then he'd just start saying, "Let's partner servers," because all he would do was try to steal members. After that, after all this stuff happened, and then he blocked me, and then I never really spoke to him. He started trying to steal my community members, but every single time he did, they'd all send him the videos, and then everyone would just start laughing at him because he doesn't understand that he's been exposed for lying about it.
Soy sauce.
But
Cool.
adding to that, uh, hell, if he ever threatens people with stuff, it's completely false. He may be a PC player. He may threaten to do all this stuff, but he doesn't really have the capabilities to. And for that part, I don't think he knows anybody who has that capabilities to do that. But he'll try to threaten people with stuff. Just he can't do it. That's those are my comments.
Okay. So that'll be all for this. Actually, no, one more piece. One more quick piece. Oh yeah. So, as you know, Blade has a strip club, also Discord, right? And the world too. Devil's Takeover.
I think I might know about that.
Yeah. So something that I've noticed in the past, and I don't know if you might have noticed it too. Blade's about, I want to say about 50 to 100 of his members are actually just people from his strip club group that don't fly at all. That he just requested to join the other Discord to make it look like his group is bigger. Have you by chance noticed any of that?
I've heard about it, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard about him having a lot of kids there.
Okay, so I wanted to ask, what rank are you in? Well, were you in Blade server?
I was a squad leader, Division 3, Squad 5, Atlas 1.
Okay. Um, and why were you kicked out of Blade server, the Nighthawks?
So, I was kicked yesterday, which the date was, it was the 23rd, I believe.
Yesterday was
Sorry,
26th.
26.
Yeah.
26. Okay. Kicked out on March 26th because I was in a desert air base server. It was under the group Wandering Nomads, which is Neferox's group, because Blade is too broke for VR Chat Plus, so they're doing Nighthawk server under the Wandering Nomads.
Hmm.
And I saw Neferox, and I told him about the previous videos, part 1 and part 1.5. And he didn't want to watch them. He just told me to explain to him what were in the video. So I did. I told him about everything in the videos, the allegations and everything. He went and told Blade. So about 4 hours after my encounter with Nephrox, I got added to a group on Discord, and it was Blade, Nephrox, Cat, and Gladiolus the Fur. And they all, besides Cat just kind of sat there quietly muted. Everyone else, they tried to press me, talking about, why are you starting shit in my server? And then I see in a chat, exclamation point, ban Atlas 1 Viagra. And yeah, now I'm here.
Okay. So about how long ago was it that you like initially joined Nighthawks?
After her broke up. 2-3 months ago? About 2 or 3 months ago? Maybe
Okay.
4?
So has Blade told you anything about his past?
He told me a couple things. He told me that his grandpa died before he was born. I don't know why I need to know any of that. I'm trying to think what else. He told me about the past with Nighthawks and all of that, and Blackhawks. But besides that, not really, no.
Okay. So I showed you some videos where Blade had claimed he has a team of many people helping him work on his worlds. Do you know if any of that's true? Because personally, I haven't seen anything in his server about that.
No, actually, he has a team, not for his worlds, for the Forgery Enterprises, like the website, the server, and the merch server, or in the merch website. That's it, though. He doesn't have a team for the worlds. As I told you when we were out before, right before this, if he had a team for his worlds, they'd actually be playable. I mean, you look at his F-18s and all the planes in his world, and you can't look at them because of all the polygons. And like they're completely whacked and everything. Like if he had a team, his worlds would be playable. So no,
Yeah.
he doesn't.
Because I've seen on Quest his planes are not visible for some of them.
It's not that they're not visible. You look at them and you crash visibly.
Oh, okay. That's
Freeze
even worse
frame,
then.
and then it got so bad once that I crashed and my headset would not turn back on for a week.
Oh,
So,
well, yeah, that's not good.
yep. I don't know if that's helpful.
Let's see. Okay, so has Blade ever mentioned that he might have worked at VRChat or Google?
Not until the first video, and that's when I got brought into all this. The first video that you showed me, the Blade Forgery Jarvis Are You There Part 1 video, showed him that, and he said that he'd never claimed to work for VR Chat.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. Let's see what else. Has Blade ever made any attempts to try and dismiss the videos I've made, like kicking people, similar to yourself for talking about the videos?
Not really. No one else in the server knows about the videos that much, besides a couple people that are too scared of Blade to say anything. But Neferox, I heard he got banned. Turns out he was just grounded. But he and a couple other people, including Blade, told me he got banned because they broke Blade's trust. He broke Blade's trust or something, and I kind of thought that had something to do with the video, but I didn't know for sure. But whenever I asked Blade about the video, he sent a squad leader and a head admiral to talk to me about it, saying how it violates the safety of the server or something like that. Never to say anything about it again to anyone or anything like that. So
okay.
That was probably a good month and a half ago.
So do you think it'd be viable that the reason why nobody ever gets banned because they're talking about the servers because nobody ever mentions that they were banned about it? Because as far as I've seen
Yeah,
in
pretty much.
his not announcements, but whichever channel it is that has his like joins and leaves, whenever he says that he's kicked somebody, he'll normally say that it's like, oh yeah, drama starter or something like that. And almost every time when I talk to that person, it is about the videos.
I don't know if you're in the Nighthawk server or not, but he's banned if you are like on an alt or something, he's banned a good amount of people in the past week or two. If
because there
three
was
or
there was
four
a
people.
large spike of
Net,
people watching my video recently. Like I jumped from, I want to say it was like 290 views to 330 or 40, something along that lines on part 1.
like he banned it, like I want to say 3, 4, maybe even 5 people in the past week, and there was no reason given. Just banned them. Same thing with me. He just did like exclamation point ban, and excuse me. I have the message right here. Actually, I'll pull it up for you.
Oh shit, that's weird.
You got banned from VFA 136 Nighthawks EST 2019. Reason unspecified.
Okay. Let's see. What else do I have? So Blade commonly likes to say, you know, he has this AI and all that, and I was wondering because he says that he has, like, his staff has seen him working on his code for his AI and seen all this shit about it. Have you ever seen him actually work on his own code?
No, I've seen him in Blender before working on one of his worlds. I mean, obviously, it didn't do anything, but no, never on the AI. And I've seen him like ban someone and say his AI did it, and I've heard him say some ridiculous shit with his AI, like hashtag or not hashtag, just Jarvis set me up for a dead man stall. A dead man stall is something that he made up. Like it's a thing, but he made the name up and everything. So Jarvis wouldn't know what it is or anything like that. I am very certain Jarvis isn't real.
So
like 99.99%.
So you have access.
Never
well,
seen
you
Blade.
had access to the like squad lead channels and stuff, and also the private channels which he would stream these kinds of things. Did anything like happen in there?
He screen sharing, and it was during an event, and I see someone try to fly out of the or onto like this little stage where it's like he was like, "Oh, if anybody walks up there, my AI is gonna ban you." And there's like a little barrier. But I've walked up to the stage like 3 times when he wasn't paying attention, didn't get banned or anything. And I watched someone fly up there, and I saw click, and I heard click, click, and I saw him click, click, ban. And then he says, quote unquote, "Oh my God, my AI is working. I swear I just saw someone do that, and my AI banned him instantly." When I saw him drag his cursor up in front of him as he was flying by and click him and click ban.
So,
ban, kick.
So not only did he claim that it would do it by itself, but then he had to, like,
but
remember correctly, you said he had to tell it too. Also, he said Jarvis banned him, or something like that.
No, he didn't say Jarvis kicked him.
Oh, okay.
He just apparently Jarvis just kicked him by like trying to come up to the stage, but it definitely didn't. Anyone on there could hear the clicking noises.
Okay. Let's see.
And one time, I'm not gonna say who, but me and someone else were pressing him in general chat about his AI, and this person asked him what type of server hosting he uses, and he said Eternos, which is Minecraft server hosting. If you're not familiar with that, you know,
that is
11-year-old me used to host my little Discord Minecraft SMPs on that thing. It's free Minecraft server hosting.
My God.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. That would. Fucking Christ. Let's see. Overall, how would you say your time in the Nighthawks was? Was it good? Was there a lot of a lot of bullshit?
A lot of bullshit. He took the uppers sides a lot more than, like, let's say it was a whole squad, like 3 whole squads with accusations against like a division captain. He'd take the division captain side. And it like But besides Blade, it was beautiful. I loved it. Nighthawks felt like a second family to me.
What about Neferox? Like,
Honestly, Nephrox has a lot of problems. Like mental problems and stuff. Racial problems, sexist problems, definitely. Like I've heard him tell, like we were in Desert Air Base and there was a girl and he was like, "You shouldn't be playing this. Give the Oculus back to your boyfriend." And he got in the sky to get out of the sky, and she dog shitted on him.
oh, damn.
Yeah, I've heard him say multiple racial slurs. I've heard Blade was in an event and he said multiple N-words multiple times. Hard R, A, whatever you want to say,
Goddamn.
So, but I'd say Nephrox definitely has barely, but definitely a little higher morals than Blade does.
Has Blade ever told you to be hostile towards other groups or like instructed you to target other groups?
Yes. Ooh, yes. We it was in an event and it was a administrators meeting and he was we were talking he was talking about some people that are on like a KOS and told me to ground kill them no matter what if I see them. Told me and multiple others to do that.
Okay. Were they like just random groups or were they like just flight groups in general?
Targeted people, and he said most of the people from Dogfight Club.
Okay. And then has Blade ever like directly threatened you?
He's starting to ban me and kick me and stuff like that.
Okay, so nothing serious like some of the others had with like threatening to do court and stuff like that.
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that yet.
Okay.
He told me to kill myself a couple times, but
yeah. So for relative, like almost final question, would you say that Blade did a lot of like questionable things? Things that just didn't add up?
Definitely. One time I'm playing, my 6-year-old niece is over, and she wanted to play, and I was like, whatever. So I give her my Oculus. This is in a Nighthawks instance. I'm flying with Blade. It's just me and Blade. And she's asking me. I'm like right next to her, and she's asking me. She goes, "How do I fly? How do I fly?" And Blade goes, "You grab and I quote. He says this: grab the thingy, the throttle, and you fucking push it forward as hard as you can, and you grab the yoke and you shake it like it's a dick."
Oh. Okay then. So yeah, that's not something you say to a child.
No, definitely not something you say to a child.
Let's see.
And that same day, he told me to ground kill the Nighthawks members or the Dogfight Club members. He was defending them, saying how they're all honest and wonderful people.
Bruh. Because like I have my own clips of, well, not clips, but clip of Blade saying, and I quote, "I do not hate Dogfight Club." It's like, it's great. I mean, also like way back when, before part 1 was made, and Blade still thought I was his friend, he had said to his friends and to me that I was the only, like, one of the only people in Dogfight Club and Black Aces that he can actually sit down and have a conversation to.
When I sent Blade the first video, he says some bullshit that Black Aces Dogfight Club made. Actually, how did you find this? I told him that you sent me it and told me everything. He goes, yeah, he tried to act all nice when he recorded shit. He altered the actual wording of shit I said. I said, that's tragic. It doesn't look altered, just saying by looking at the mouth. He goes, well, I'll show you what actually happened. I got my own copy of that day because everything on my game is recorded. Never showed me any type of clip, never screen shared any type of clip, nothing. I go, okay. He He goes, yeah, plus I'm open about the AI thing, so you've seen what it has. I've never seen it. Nothing like that. He goes, and as for the VR chat staff thing, I'm not staff. I'm the owner of this private contracting server, though. And it was like, apparently, like, the FBI asked him in that group to, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, look for pedophiles and stuff. I don't believe that. Because people go there to ask for pedos to be handled on a more legal level than VR chat or most servers can do.
So had you ever actually joined that server that he was talking about?
No, I didn't. I tried to, and I got banned right away.
Okay. Then.
And then March 15th, when I saw the second video, I go, Blade, dude made another video against you. He goes, I know. I'm filing a report also. Who sent it to you? I told him, I go, this one has some really bad allegations about you. He goes, but yeah, no proof. And again says, I have proof for all of this and never shows me anything. But you can very well see screenshots in your video.
Yeah, I have screenshots, and also there's things.
Yeah,
there's things that I did not show in that video, as I wanted to save them for part 2, which is, I can't say is relatively finished. I'm still fleshing some of it out, but I have to just flesh out this last little bit and kind of edit the part that's like sitting off to the side on my video right now. But besides that, I just have to go back and edit.
And then he said he's posting his own video soon over your video.
Yeah, so the video that he's referencing, he's released now. It was a 3-part video that was unlisted at that, so it wasn't a public video, so you had to have the link to view it. And honestly, the first video that he released, because he made 3, the first video that he released, he was kind of like talking about how the stuff I said about Z in part 1.5 wasn't true. Tried to say that Z and Moriko made it up.
Oh yeah. Speaking of, he told me that him and Z watched part 2 or 1.5 together.
Yeah, so what's funny is that that is true, because Z was still with Blade at the time, but at the same time Z was staying there giving me information. That's the whole reason why.
Yeah. He told me that she planned to break up with her boyfriend for him, and that whole thing was a lie, and they watched it together and shit.
Yeah, so I've seen a lot of their DMs together. I've seen a lot of their DMs together. That was never said. That was never said.
Like a week later, where he hosts a Nighthawks movie night, and me and 2 other people are the only ones that showed up. I'm not going to say one of them, but I would gladly say the other one because he's one of Blade's little goons. One of the other people that showed up was Gladiolus the Fur, and you can confirm with him, because if he says no, you can definitely lie, and I can get you someone else that will confirm it. Blade was cuddling with a girl who sounded like she was 12.
Bruh.
So, yeah.
Okay. So I guess I should ask first off. So how long were you and Blade together, if you could even call it that?
We weren't necessarily together, but we were. I've known him. We were around together for maybe about 2 months total, or so. 2 months, 3 months almost, but mostly around 2 months.
Okay. So how did you and Blade meet?
We met in the aviation world, actually. It was one of the Worlds from Black Aces. Me and my now husband decided to go fly in one of the Black Ace naval airship worlds, and we practically found him there later on down the road.
Okay. So what was the way that Blade originally began, make his advances towards you? Jesus Christ. Was it like faking self-harm or like other methods?
Honestly, whenever he was starting to make his advances, it mostly started off with a lot of irritation directed towards Mori, a lot of aggression, especially about our upcoming marriage, especially because we had only been dating for about 3 months. He was like, "Oh, I'm quote unquote not gonna, allow my friend to go through something so soon, blah, 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 and I explained to him that we had known each other and cared about each other for 3 years prior to us dating.
Okay. Now, Blade claims he has his VR chat always being recorded, yet he never shows any of the videos. And when he's requested them, he says that they get deleted after like a week. But yeah, he always claims he has them, right? But when asked, he can never produce. But yet, something that I noticed in the old video that I had, part 1.5, I had blacked out some things. It seems like he, managed to keep those recorded, though, right?
Yeah. He did. What happened was that he claimed that his AI had recorded it and say the situation that I had been in. He claimed that he was in pain, and I just didn't know what really to do, and I feel obligated to help him. But to kind of put everything down in a nutshell, he claimed that his AI had recorded it, and he said that he would have that stuff deleted, especially whenever I found out from him that he had that stuff. And whenever stuff happened with Maury during the week of his stay here, whenever he was doing his interview with you, actually, he was getting all really pissed, and that was mainly because we had banned him from the Scarlet Void, which is my group. And yeah, he sent images of said moments in order to deter and anger Maury. And he claimed that he had pulled him out of his recycling bin, unquote, out of anger.
Okay. So you'd say that it's probably a lie from him, and that he kept them on purpose to try and build up stuff to send to Mori, to try and drive Mori away. Okay. So Blade's alt account is Yeetus Lol, I think, right? Yeah.
It is. The main tag is Yeetus.
Okay. I can't remember the exact full tag. I think it was like Yeetus Lol or something.
You're good. Like don't worry.
Yeah. So it's also the same account that he claims is actually a bot, even though every Discord bot has the bot tag next to its name.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So apart from that, Blade said that Davis was using his alt to talk to you, right?
Yes.
Yes, the Yeetus account. In the DMs with Davis, he never showed any evidence or claimed to. Did he claim to be FBI though? Correct.
Yes, he claimed to be official FBI, and he claimed to be doing an investigation on Maury.
Okay. So I gotta ask. I personally have heavy reason to believe that Davis is actually Blade. Due to just similar to the Yelp's B account, since Blade seems to fail at changing out his typing mannerisms and such. His his messages are very short, very broken up. He doesn't actually type out the full sentence, at least in one message. He has to type out 5 different words and 5 different messages. Plus, on top of that, just poor grammar, like normal, poor keymanship. In your opinion, would you think that's also Blade's just on his alt account claiming to be Davis?
So actually, to inform you, whenever we were on VRC, Blade would say have a medical incident, for an example. He called a medical protocol, so to speak, and he would go down for a second, be extremely quiet, and then next thing you know, he would come up again, and suddenly his voice would sound a little bit different, but it basically he claimed to be Davis, taking over his account for now, as a transfer for while he's getting medical service, while he's up. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I have every reason to believe that it's not some third party, mainly because it sounded exactly like him, and especially after reviewing over the said videos that you've made as well, and him claiming to have someone named Max who sounded exactly like him. I um I basically just have every reason to believe now that it's not uh any third party whatsoever, as Blade make claim.
So another thing that I should say: would it surprise you if I said that Blade has claimed to be FBI himself before?
Honestly, no. No. What he has claimed with me is that he has claimed to quote unquote work with the FBI, essentially to get information and to gather evidence over people that might essentially be pedophiles and such.
Okay.
And
Oh, keep going. I didn't realize. I thought you'd stop there.
yeah, just to explain something, he crud. I was gonna go somewhere with this, but okay. So essentially, I was told that he got in trouble. He told me that not he did, but this quote unquote Davis person, as I may say, claimed to have he claimed that Blade got in trouble with the FBI because of his AI, and essentially to keep him on grounds or whatever it was, there was some sort of contract built, and Blade goes out getting information and such, and does some sort of pedophilia work for them. And whenever the whole situation with me confronting Blade about the fake evidence about Maury, and him saying stuff like I didn't know anything about Photoshop, so on and so forth, um, he started to claim that Davis was obviously a liar and such, and then just quote unquote completely cut him off.
So
And was going to sue him.
yeah, I was gonna say because first off, no FBI agent in their right mind would type like that in general, just because they have to write reports all the times, they have to have good grammar and such in these reports.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a little sus, as you might say, that the guy talks like he never went through third grade. But so there's that. Another thing that I should say is that the whole this guy is taking over my alt account so he can talk to you. It's like FBI, I'm sure, have Discord accounts by now with how many things have been leaked online like that through Discord. For example, Thug Shaker Central. So I'm sure they have to have Discord accounts by now. I'm sure, there's no doubt in my mind that, at least they don't have alt accounts. And their own, Discord accounts, I mean. So, anyways, in the recordings between you and Blade, he never seemed like he meant anything he said. He sounded very, hollow. And as someone such as myself, who also, used to lie a lot about things, it just felt very familiar to me, because whenever he was talking, there was always just those small pauses and such, just to think out what you're going to say. Did it ever actually felt like he meant anything? Did you ever felt like he actually meant anything he said?
To be honest with you, at first I was very concerned. I actually see, knowing myself, I have a very empathetic outlook on people. I always do everything I can to make sure I'm looking out after them. So for a little while, I was being concerned and I was consistently checking in and all that sort of shit. But now it's more. Over time, it started to become more dull, and then I started suspecting more stuff, especially after he confessed his feelings towards me and how he was acting. So I started deciding that perhaps I can see what I can do and figure more stuff out about him. Whenever everyone else from, say, other aviation communities and stuff started approaching me, I decided that perhaps it was best to start speaking to them about certain things and figuring out what I could.
And that's how you eventually like ended up running into me. Was probably that one of them showed you one of my videos, right?
Um, I actually, I had never seen your videos prior until I actually met you. That's the funny part.
Oh
I
shit!
had no clue.
I really gotta start tagging those. I realized I really gotta start putting tags in that shit.
It's okay.
Let's see. Which one was I on? So, I mean, I doubt the question has much weight now. Now hearing about that, but after Blade found out that you like had watched my videos at some point or another, or like, what was his response, right, to the videos to you? Like, what did he say about them?
Honestly, the majority of the time, whenever I approached him about any sort of thing, any sort of accusations, from other communities and such, he would always be like, "Oh, it's bullshit," and you really shouldn't be involved in drama. You know, you need to disconnect from them. All that stuff. He was worried about me being pulled away and such.
Hmm. Let's see what else. There was a pretty good question I had thought of like midway through talking, and one other question. Oh yeah. Blade. He, how like so did he just like kind of like pull out this like fake DM that he like clearly video edited himself, image edited himself, and then was like, "Ha, Moriko, pedophile."
That was pretty much it. He was like, "Oh, Davis gave me this proof. This is legitimate proof. You know, you really need to get away from Maury. He's unsafe." And even whenever I actually had informed, quote unquote, Davis, that Maury was coming over to see me soon, he was like, "Oh, he's not supposed to be over state lines, or why is he being clocked in at 86?" I literally called Maury and I was like, "Hey, are you going 86 miles an hour?" He was like, "No, I'm going fucking 65." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I thought," because he only goes only 5 miles an hour above the speed limit just to keep it safe. So
Yeah.
that's the funny part, is that like as soon as shit started happening, he was just throwing a fucking temper tantrum.
In your opinion, after like everything that I've shown you over Blade, what do you think should be done with him?
Mhm. What do I think should be done with him?
Yeah.
Personal opinion?
Yeah.
I think he needs to get off VRC, get off the internet, and get a real life. He's just sticking himself on here and consistently causing problems for so many people. Like, actually, with all the shit that he's saying and claiming and everything, I think I honestly think he needs some professional help at this point,
Because like
based off of what's going on and how he's hurt a lot of people, and learning how many people have basically been hurt, and it's not just me. He needs consequences, you know?
because I've had about 4 people. Let's see. No, 5 people actually. 5 people now tell me that I should just report him to the police with the fake Glock shit, with the switch,
Yeah.
with the blackmail stuff, with the uh fucking what was it? Claiming to be FBI, with him claiming that he killed 2 people, with all that. Like, I've been getting a lot of feedback on just telling me to report him to the police.
At this point, it might honestly be necessary, considering the fact that he's taken advantage of quite a few people, whether it be me in certain situations and other people whenever it comes to their groups. Just trying to be like a power-hungry person.
So, for the finale, I guess I should say, do you have anything you want to say?
Actually, I do. I have a summary of everything written down. It's a short summary, but it is most definitely something. Do you mind if I grab it real quick?
Sure, go for it.
Alright. Let me grab it. Okay. Hold on. I've got to find. Alright. I am ready whenever you are.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. When we first met, me and Blade, we became pretty decent friends, honestly. I sensed something was wrong with him, and I immediately kept checking in on him, and soon we were pretty much talking. Eventually, I told him I was getting ready to get married with Mori, who I'd been dating for 3 months, as I've already said. Mind you, we loved each other for 3 years, before officially getting together, and he was livid. Soon he started saying stuff like, "I'm not gonna let you get married with this man you've barely been with," or, "I really have a bad feeling, about him," stuff like that. And, um, now eventually we started to grow a bond, in a way, due to our friendship and his concerns. I started to feel pressured around him because he was practically trying to make me choose sides, um, and everything, including spending more time with him than Mori himself, trying to get me away from Mori as much as possible. Um, Soon he started saying things like, "If you like me, that's okay. You can tell me it's okay." Or telling me I've found out Mori was a pedophile, and saying that he was like a safe space and such. Like, he's wanting me to like be more comfortable and safe with him than with Mori. Um, Let me continue. He also was continuing to say that he wants to treat me better, and eventually started saying things like, "I don't see you as anything else other than my girlfriend," and such. He also tried to get me away from Mori, uh, posting fake evidence of him doing pedophilic acts, and um, saying that I needed to get away from Mori as much as possible. He also commented that he had a medical condition, which was basically like to be honest, a reversed ED. Um, and it was basically like he gets a boner and it can be really painful, and as quoted, either can be handled by someone or have a needle shoved down his dick. Basically, that's basically the stuff that he would tell me, and basically with some of the situations that I've been through with him, he would start to act like, say, if he was in a mood or something, he would start to act like he was like in extreme pain or something. Over time, it being worse, even if I denied him. At first, saying that I felt like it was wrong, and eventually, honestly, I felt really pressured, and at some point, I caved in. to what he wanted. And I wish I had, but I hope that my experience can help other people from being hurt by him, as I have. Now, to continue on with the summary, he used to comment about how extremely painful it was and how he asked me to handle it for him, even though I had prior told him that I didn't want to and that it didn't feel right. He still insisted time and time again. He, honestly, the times that I would attempt to get away from him and spend less time with him and start spending more time with Mori as I should, he started to complain about certain things, like say, his ex was coming back. I believe an ex named Ellie or something along the lines, saying that she was like some kind of crazy ex, coming back on different alt accounts, trying to get towards him and sexually harassing him and such. He would text me and be like, "Please help," so on and so forth. And I would respond. He also would do things like faking self-harm. I say that he faked it because whenever I actually looked at some of the pictures that he had, after consistently ushering him to actually show me what it looked like and everything, what I wanted to see was the actual cut. What he kept saying to me was that he feared that it would bleed more and such. And at first he told me like, "Hey,"
Hold on,
whoops.
your mic cut
Anyway,
out for a second.
yeah, no, it's good, it's good. It was an accidental mute. He told me like at first the cut was made the other day. He felt like shit, and then whenever I continued to confront him about it, like saying, "Oh, it should be healed enough by now, to where the bleeding has already stopped and everything, for you to show me. You can uncover it by now." And then he was like, "Well, actually, I basically did it earlier today instead." And I said, "Well, since it was basically hours ago, the bleeding again should have stopped." And whenever I got the images, it looked, honestly, it looked like utter bullshit. The images had the looks of as if he had rubbed, either, as some other people had said, red highlighter, or to me it actually looked like some red ink had been spread on his skin and rubbed to make it look as if it was authentic. And he refused to let me see the actual cut, so that way I could tell him how to treat it. So.
And the only point at which he like uncovered the cut, it was just he tried to make like the image as blurry as possible, right?
No, like he didn't even uncover the cut in those last photos, to be honest. In the last photos, it was quote unquote bleeding too much, and he didn't want to fully uncover it, basically. And I was like, you know what, fine. If you're bleeding so much, you take care of it.
I mean,
So,
what was
he
that
tried
one
changing the
zoomed in
subject from
photo
there.
at the last one? What was that one zoomed in photo then?
Yeah, that was the last one. That was the last one. That was him like, "Oh, I'm still removing the bandage," and so on and so forth, and now it's bleeding more, and then I'm like, "Okay, fine. If you're bleeding so much, take care of it." So.
Damn.
Yeah. But that's pretty much the summary of almost anything. But if you ever have any more questions about anything he's necessarily done, I can always specify in detail if need be.
I mean, it's good for now.
Mhm.
Let's see. I don't think any other questions came up during that. I think that's all.
All right. Nice to know. Thank you very much.